was a spectacularly um, a spectacularly um, ill choice. Um, and I would say an ill choice because um, I can't say this with a straight face. Um, um, the person that did it, that person, I, as an info security person and as a gray hat, and yes, I'm admitting to being a gray hat individual. Does anybody not know what a gray hat is? Um, and if you do know what it is, maybe tell everybody else in the chat so that I can keep the stream going. Um, so I'll just tell you. So in the network security, info security field, there are white hats. Those are the goody, lawfully good, aligned, paladin-y people that are like, I keep my network safe. And I keep intruders out of my networks. And then gray hats are the people who are like, oh, I wrote this proof of concept for this vulnerability, and it could be used for evil purposes if I wanted to. Maybe. I won't admit to having done that. And the black hats, those are the really bad, fucked up people that, you know, take down the Bell South network and take down the Sony Player network and, you know, all the bad hacker mentality bullshit um, that you do. So from my perspective as a gray hat, um, I want to pat the guy on the back who cycled the video at the HUD office in D.C. of Trump sucking Elon Musk's toes. And I'm sorry I have to keep repeating that, but I do because it's fucking funny, and I just can't fucking resist it. But that person deserves fucking commendation, and perhaps um, maybe a check-in because um, if they're not careful, they're going to get caught, and it's going to be a fucked up situation. Um, so the caption read, "Long live the real king." It was just a cherry on top for how absurd uh, the "Long live the king" uh, 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 humor and funny going on over on Truth Social, where Trump basically admits he wants to be king. So, and let's be clear, for the language that I use in this article, I make no mistake. I love the fact that a person of my way of thinking decided to cycle a video uh, at a federal office showing Trump sucking on Elon Musk's toes. I think it's fucking awesome. There's a lot of problems with it, but I think it's fucking awesome. And here's why: retribution. Um, so, I mean, yeah, you have to have an airtight, you're never going to get caught situation to pull that off. Um, you know, if it's some disgruntled person's last hurrah because it's their last day at HUD, I get it. But, you know, here's the thing: Casey Lovett, the HUD spokeswoman, came out and she made the most bureaucratic response to this you could ever imagine. Another waste of taxpayer dollars and resources. Appropriate action will be taken for all involved. And what the fuck does that even mean? Appropriate action. Um, Basically, taxpayer money is now going to get wasted to investigate who put the video in the HUD office. And if they catch the person, that person is going to experience some really, really bad shit. But here's the other thing that the toe sucking video sort of brings about. It's not happening in a vacuum. Um, the logical culmination of what has become the most awkward political bromance in modern history, and let's be fair, if Trump could suck Elon's dick, he'd probably do it. Yeah, he'd probably do it. Elon Musk, a man who sells electric cars while shitposting like a 14-year-old who just discovered 4chan. By the way, if nobody on this live understands what 4chan is, don't go look for it. You'll hate me even more than you do now if you try to find out about 4chan. Just don't do it. And somehow he's Trump's most powerful ally. I don't get how the fuck that even happens. So Musk has been chosen to lead Doge. And of course, it has to be called something memey. The department doesn't actually exist in any official capacity, which makes it perfect for Musk's particular brand of chaos. So his mandate, advising on spending and staffing cuts. So he sends out this email like 2 days ago that says, you have to reply with 5 bullet points for what you did today or you will be fired. Here's the thing. Musk can't fire anybody. He's an advisor. The only thing he can do is advise the president to fire people. And if he advises the president to fire people, okay, then we have a problem if if that's going to happen. So the foot kissing video, while crude and righteously hilarious, and I want it again to say righteously fucking hilarious, actually taps into a genuine concern about the Musk and Trump relationship. Because if people believe that happens, what the fuck do you think happens behind closed doors when nobody's looking? Oh, it's my friend Craig. Hey, Craig, I'm just going to warn you. I'm going to pick on you today because I totally want to pick on you today. So you might be getting an invite to join the live because I think you're fucking awesome. Everybody else is fucking awesome, but Craig and I talked yesterday. And so the foot kissing video brings about a whole other layer of I don't even know what the fuck, because what the fuck does that even mean? So Democrats have been suggesting that Musk, not Trump, is actually pulling the strings. And I think that this is probably true, that Musk is just guiding a brain-addled, fucked up, Alzheimer's-induced Donald Trump to do whatever the fuck it is that Donald Trump is doing. Both of them have vehemently denied this, claiming that it's just the media trying to create division between them. But I'm not sure that that's just them trying to fucking deflect. It doesn't matter who's really fucking in charge. When you have an unelected billionaire making proclamations about government operations that have been officially countered by agency directors, and it's constitutionally wrong for him to fire anybody, for him saying, if you don't answer the email, you're going to get fired. That either means he has enough control over Trump to force that to happen or something else. And so while the foot kissing AI video might be crude, it is, and I love it, and I hope people watch the shit out of it. It's also an apt metaphor. We have an administration where lines of authority don't exist. The lines of authority have blurred, and blurred to a level that are constitutionally wrong. And basic government structure is so blurred, nobody knows what the fuck anybody else is doing. And that's a problem. And there's a real issue there. So now, from the technological aspects, can we take a moment to actually acknowledge how absolutely batshit it is that we're dealing with in a government office, people having to watch an AI video of Donald Trump sucking Elon Musk's toes? What administration would this have happened in ever? Has that ever happened in an administration before? Nope, never did. Unless somebody wants to unless somebody wants to tell me that I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure pornography has never been played for the body populace in a federal office. I don't think that's ever happened. Congressional hearing, that's one thing. But the Housing and Urban Development Office in D.C., sort of doubt it. So it's just a story about Trump and Musk's weird, fucked up relationship. I don't know. I mean, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe Elon Musk is the top and maybe Donald Trump is the bottom. I mean, we already know he has a urine fetish, right? He likes Russian girls. Oh my God, Craig, that's classic. Craig Nixon, that's classic. I'm gonna screenshot that shit. You're getting in the books for that one. Um, um, so they have this weird, fucked up relationship or whatever, and I don't fucking get it. But it's a stark warning about what happens when technology outpaces our ability to create reasonable guardrails. Yeah, Craig, you're about to get invited into the live. I'm just gonna warn you. So here, I'm just gonna fucking do it. Here we go. So I, bonfire of the Hannitys. Craig Nixon, can I hire you as my press release writer? You just need to write my press releases for me. Warn everybody about the shit I'm going to write. You'd work really well with Miranda. So, AI generation prompting has now reached a point where we can generate media, deepfake videos, and if anybody deepfake videos can be generated so quickly and so believably that it's fucking scary. So what do we believe? Look, I'm okay. I'm a real person. I am not AI generated. I'm a living, breathing human being. I just want everybody to know that. And plus, two, if I write shit and you have a problem with shit that I've written, tell me that it's wrong. I will fucking change it. I want to be held accountable. So the taxpayer tab issue with the whole HUD thing. Lovett's comment about it being another waste of taxpayer dollars and resources. I mean, they're not wrong. This incident will now trigger an internal investigation. People will spend hours in meetings discussing what happened. Security protocols will have to be reviewed. Oh, yeah. I mean, Craig, would you really want Donald Trump to suck your toes? I sort of feel like the answer to that should be no. You don't want Donald Trump to suck your feet. I mean, I wouldn't want it. I'm not kink shaming anybody, but I wouldn't want it. I will say, life in the upside down. There are individuals in certain dark corners of the internet who have claimed responsibility. I don't know if I believe it. That's the group of people that everybody asks me, whatever happened to Anonymous? Where did Anonymous disappear to? Where did they go? I have an answer for that, but I only answer that question in DMs or on signal chats that are encrypted and you know can't be recorded by the government. Just gonna tell you. So there's going to be this investigation, and people are going to spend hours in meetings talking about this, and all of that shit costs money, taxpayer money. So the irony is thick enough to choke on. Musk, the head of the Department of Government Efficiency, is indirectly causing the government inefficiency as agencies scramble to respond to unauthorized directives, and now to clean up after an incident like this. Um, this one to play off his unusual relationship with the president, which he already has. Um, how many staff hours are going to be wasted by Housing and Urban Development and the FBI and the CIA to research how the fuck this happened and how for it not to happen again in the future? Um, a lot. Now, the um, the here's where here's where the rubber meets the road. The media circus. The coverage of that incident is going to be its own special kind of hell. So some outlets are treating it like a hilarious prank, and it is. Others are using it as evidence that the entire administration is collapsing in chaos. It is. Um, the administration's collapsing. In case nobody saw this, I just want everyone to know the Trump administration is collapsing under the weight of its own bullshit. Still, others are analyzing the technical aspects of how that hack could have occurred, um, as if that's an important part of the story. I mean, it is, but um, what's missing from most of the coverage is any sense of perspective or context. This isn't just a funny incident, even though it is a funny incident, or an isolated security breach. It's a symptom of a government that has completely lost bearing, where traditional structures of authority and responsibility don't exist. They've become so warped. Um, we can't even tell what's a joke and what's not anymore. Um, and the media loves that shit. I love that shit. When shit like that happens, I publish articles and people laugh and they find it funny, and that's fucking awesome. But the coverage fails to connect the dots, the broader implications of the problem. So, beyond the crude humor and the immediate security concerns, this incident highlights a profoundly broken aspect of the political system. We've reached a point where a private citizen, regardless of his wealth or business accomplishments, can acquire so much informal power that federal agencies have to specifically instruct their employees not to follow directives. So let's be clear about this. The infighting that we are about to see happen will be this. Musk has said, I need 5 bullet points sent to me by the end of this week, which, by the way, Musk has now come out and said they're going to use AI to decide who keeps their job and who doesn't. I reported this 3 days ago, actually, 3 or 4 days ago. Let me post that article, actually, because I did do a write up about this. And I want to be sure that everybody reads that. Is that all 3.2 million of those emails are going to be judged by AI and determine? Yeah, I wrote this on the 22nd of February. So here is the article um, about that, and that will explain the efficacies of what's actually going to happen using AI to determine who's going to get fired and who isn't. Um, and that's a real problem. Um, so, so that's going to happen. So this isn't how the government's supposed to work. There's a reason we have chains of command, organizational structures, balance of power, checks and balances, and clear defined roles. It's all about accountability. Um, when those structures break down or are bypassed, accountability goes out the fucking window. Um, and you don't want that. You don't want that accountability to go away. You don't want that accountability to disappear. So the HUD incident, ridiculously delicious as it is, should serve as a warning. When the boundaries between government authority and private influence become so blurred, we're not just risking embarrassing displays on government screens. We are risking the fundamental principles that are supposed to ensure that our government serves the people. At this point, it becomes a sign that we are not serving the people, which is bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. All of it. And so part of what makes this incident so disturbing is how it highlights our collective unpreparedness for how AI is even going to function in today's society. AI already scares the shit out of people, and I mean, there's a reason why. Um, I mean, Skynet. Who hasn't watched Terminator? That's what happens when AI goes crazy and decides to protect everybody from themselves. Um, fictionally, of course. Let's be very clear, fictionally. The ability to create convincing media has far outpaced our ability to detect them and or to create social and institutional norms to protect us from them. Yeah, Craig, I completely agree with you. Um, government outreach programs benefit people. I don't get why fucking Donald Trump doesn't fucking get that. By the way, I want to be very clear with everybody. I'm really fucking pissed about this. I'm gonna cuss a lot. So if you don't want to hear somebody cuss, don't watch the live. But if you're okay with me cussing, be aware I'm gonna fucking cuss all fuck done. So the HUD incident seems like a child's prank. It is, and I love it. Um, but it's a preview of a more serious challenge. If we can't keep AI generated foot fetish content off of government displays, how the hell are we going to handle more sophisticated problems um, like attempts to manipulate public perception or government operations? Musk has already admitted that he attempted to influence the German elections, which is bullshit. And the chancellor who won denounced Musk's attempts to influence the German election to get the AfD. That's the Nazi party, the AfD, Nazi party in Germany, to get that girl, whatever, Alice Lytle or whatever her name is, elected, which is bullshit. So where do we go from here? Because we're going to keep watching foot fetish videos of Trump sucking on Elon Musk's toes. I will say, however, rather hilariously, when I published this article today, Wina, my druid priestess coven leader, went on Twitter and posted the shit out of it in every Elon Musk started thread. And I laughed about that because I got a bunch of MAGAs came into my DMs on Substack and told me I'm going to get arrested. And I'm defacing the government. And my freedom of speech isn't allowed. And yada, yada, yada. Fuck. I had like 50 DMs today, 50 DMs from on previous unknown sources, people threatening me with all kinds of bullshit, and I'm like, fuck you, fuck you. So it's like, okay, I don't even. So where do we go from here? If there's any silver lining in this incident, um, it's that it might serve as a wake-up call. We need to have serious conversations about the role of technology in our government. So if Musk is going to use AI to read 3 million emails and decide who gets to keep their job and who doesn't, um, that's a problem. Um, and there needs to be checks and balances against that, like everything else that happens in the government. We need clear protocols for how government agencies interact with presidential advisors. And in this case, Musk is an advisor. He has no power whatsoever. He can say shit is going to happen. The fact of the matter is, he can't actually fire anybody. Um, Especially with Musk, who has no official position and a weird, enormous amount of fucked up influence. We need better security measures to prevent unauthorized content from appearing in government offices. We need better security measures. We need media literacy that helps citizens understand the context and implications of stuff like this happening. Craig, I have a good evening. I'm about to pick on somebody randomly anyway. Um, but most importantly, we have to reclaim a sense of seriousness and purpose in our governments. Watching Trump suck on Elon Musk's toes um, is stupid and juvenile. I love it, but it's stupid and juvenile. Um, the underlying issues it represents are deadly serious because, again, if the government doesn't give a shit about the way the government is run and shit like this happens, it's really bad. and it's going to be just disgustingly bad. So the bottom line is this. So here we are in 2025 discussing an AI generated video of a president kissing a billionaire's feet being displayed in a federal building. If you told me 5 years ago that this was going to be a legitimate story, I have told you you were fucking crazy. There's no way I'm ever going to see Donald Trump sucking on Elon Musk's toes in a video. If you'd asked me that 5 years ago, I would have told you you're fucking nuts. You're fucking crazy. Of course, 10 years before that, if you'd told me that, a room full of Russian women were purported to um, have pissed all over Donald Trump's face, I wouldn't have believed that either. But here we are. So, um, but this is our reality now. This blend of technology, celebrity, politics, and the sheer absurdity of how it all passes for governance, because it's bullshit. Um, so the sooner we recognize that and recognize this fact and start demanding better from our institutions and leaders, the sooner we can move past this digital circus that we live in, where we have to watch porn in government offices, which is completely and totally fucking crazy. Um, and iteratively not something that I can even begin to understand. And nor can anyone else for that matter. So, open for questions. Oh, who am I going to pick on today? We'll pick on Linda. Yeah, Linda, that's you. I do that in all of my lives. I just randomly pick somebody to drag into the live so that they can bitch at me for being a shitty person. Uh, Here, there you go. Look, I mean, if you want me to, uh, no, we don't need more porn, readily displayed. I can't pick on Craig. Craig left. Uh, Here, we'll pick on Anne, who I'm now following. There we go. Oh, okay, all right. Uh,
Hello, this is my first time going live. Holy
this is
shit.
awesome.
I've
So
been
it's
sick.
actually.
I've been sick for months, so I'm sort of like in respite, if you will, just
Oh no.
relaxing.
Look. I completely agree. Our kids have been having it on and off all
Yeah.
my kids were here. So yeah, there's shit brewing. I don't know what the fuck
Yes.
it is. I don't know what the fuck it is.
Well, I don't either, but I do know it's not going to get better because, as you have seen with all the shit they're doing with the military, he wants his own, just like DOJ is his own personal attorneys. The military is his own militia, if
So here's the thing about that. My partner and I were talking about this today. So the Jags that he fired, that Hegseth fired, there were three of them. The reason that Hegseth fired them was because he said those judge advocate generals were a stopgap against commander-in-chief action. And so the way that he worded that, what Hegseth had said was, if it came to them on an executive order to do something, they would block it.
Yeah.
And so what that tells me is that Hegseth is playing this whole I'm going to fire anybody that doesn't do what the president tells them to do, and here's the first stage of that.
Yeah, he was pretty blatant about it, even though he looked like must have bought the same orange makeup that Fotis head uses because he had the same weird looking, but that's just me being petty. The more they do this and they keep doing this, they're they're just they're just creating the people they've let go. It's going to be its own coalition, so to speak, of much smarter people that know how to strategize for who knows what could happen. I don't know. I don't know how some of this stuff works, but I don't know. I mean, and I'm really scared about this bill because,
So here's the thing about the bill. Um, my partner and I were talking about this too. So Democrats have tried to put provisions into the spending bill that's getting voted this week.
mhm,
So the first thing they put in was no tax breaks for people that make over $10 million,
yeah,
and Republicans said fuck you.
yep, yep,
And so then the Democrats came back and said, okay, anybody that makes over $100 million, no tax breaks for them, and they said fuck you. And so then Democrats went back and said, okay, anybody that makes over 500 million, no tax breaks for them. And the GOP said, fuck you. So here's the thing, that's not a simple majority vote. That's a two-thirds vote.
yeah. It's
That's
interesting
that's
because,
not gonna
yeah,
that's
my
not gonna
set.
fly.
My senator is Chris Murphy. I'm very lucky to be in Connecticut because
Right.
my representatives fucking rock. And I saw a tweet that he did. I'm not on Twitter anymore, but they put these screenshots on Blue Sky, and I'm not surprised, but this is where I think it gets really interesting. The town halls have been going poorly. You're seeing Republicans say things out loud that get printed that say, I'm not for this, even just Bacon from Nebraska about the UN resolution. And lots of other, Lisa Murkowski is out of her mind in Alaska. So I'm just like, well, where are the balls? Where are the balls for everything else? Like, we
So
all
I
we all know that you're unhappy with shit. Where are the balls for all the other things for what matters on the floor?
you see so the UN resolution thing, that was really very telling. And for those that don't know, Batisma, uh, uh, Betsma, Bestma, I don't know. Anyway, she came out and put a UN resolution on the floor to stop the war in Ukraine.
Yeah,
And Russia and the United States said no.
right.
Everybody else in the room was like, yes, we want this war to be over. Let's stop. Let's stop the war.
And also that Russia is the aggressor and they
Yeah,
refuse.
yeah, you were right. She asked for Russia to be recognized as the aggressor, and that Russia needs to. And so the two countries that said no were the U.S. and Russia.
Well, so Life in the Upside Down just said, "Oh my God, did you see what he just posted?"
Oh my God, no! Life, what here? Here,
I don't know, but I'm not going to be shocked because now all of a sudden our new allies are Russia, North Korea. Hello, we're not. We're a pariah now. Oh my God, it's so crazy to be an American now and actually side for the people that are now the allies. Once allies are boycotting us now. Canada is crushing it with fucking us. It's like go Canada, right?
well, here's the thing about that. So the inflation marker is already going up. So
Hmm.
so from a financial perspective, so today, now I'm not a crypto person. I understand how cryptocurrency works. But let me just put this into perspective for you. Um, yeah, life in the upside down. If you're not going to join the live, link it in the chat, please, because I definitely want to make a post about it, especially if he's fucked it up. Okay, perfect. Um, so, I mean, oh, well, we should try to get Jason in here. I'm following Jason now, um, by the way, thank you everybody for the hearts. Um, so, right, um,
Yeah.
where does all the shit go? Oh, great! Now we have another person.
It's a party now.
Yes, it is. I'm sorry. I had to turn the light on. I can't get
So,
over. I can't get over how what's got me is how quick America traded their freedoms and their rights. That's what's bothered me so much.
yeah,
It's
I think everybody feels that way.
yeah.
I mean,
And
legitimately, yeah,
You
I
know,
don't understand.
one thing that I'm seeing that maybe you gentlemen and Wendy, what we're seeing is that so I know everybody is pissed about MAGA and will never forgive, but I know there's a lot that are um coming around, and I think we need to maybe shift our never forgive to let them understand what's going on. I know, but you know what, we got
I'm
to
with
get
you
more
on that
people
one there.
calling GOP and more people you know, like Floridians with the special election, you know, like for April 1st. And then when Elise vacates her seat, that's going to be a New York special election. I'm sorry, Wisconsin for the Supreme Court. Oh, and Ohio does have a special election, right?
So Ohio has a special election. Mitch McConnell is going to step down and retire. Here's the thing about McConnell. I think McConnell is going to be out of the game before midterms happens. I mean, the way he's behaving and the way things are happening for him, I think
Yeah.
he's going to have to. He he can't
Y-
keep falling down.
yes. Yes.
he can't
Yeah.
he can't keep falling down. And here's the thing. I don't know, but the demographic in Kentucky where he is,
Really
it's like
red.
that's like no, it's like dead even. Remember
Really?
Kentucky?
I thought
Yeah,
it was.
I
I
you know I might need to correct
I
my.
thought
Well,
it was
I know.
pretty liberal.
I read somewhere it was. I forget what town it was in. It's in Kentucky. The majority of them was 98.7% Republican, and all of them are on welfare. But then you voted against yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That baffles me. You're crying about what people get. The system was put there to help people, not to live on.
Yeah.
Right.
I've got family I have completely cut out that were gun ho for all of this. I said, you are the problem.
Yeah.
I'm the one that gets penalized every tax season because I don't have a whole bunch of kids attached to my ass, but I'm getting penalized. But yet, you work 3 months out of the year and you drag home $9,000 come tax time.
So 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 demographically, um, Kentucky is 50% liberal and 50. Actually, it's 48-52. So
Really?
so
Okay.
if enough here's the thing, if enough people get pissed off at
Yes.
the
Yes.
establishment, they'll go the other way.
I did see a post that someone said, "Good luck with flipping that seat." There hasn't been a Democrat in that seat, and I can't remember where I saw it. I didn't screenshot the post to have it as a concrete stat, but I did say good luck. I did see that someone wrote good luck turning that seat. But listen, this is, life in the upside down world. She knows, they know because they have their username like that. Anything is possible right now. Even the Florida districts, first and sixth, I think they've been historically red as well. And also, we're in times now where people are going to have the worst atrocities committed against them with all the shit that they're doing, with how much money could be, um, you know, lost because of all this bill and all the federal workers being fired and the avian flu. Eggs
The farmers
are
losing
a
everything.
$12 for a dozen. It's just insane. Anyway, sorry, I'm just babbling because I can't
Don't
even
forget, you
believe it.
got the farmers who
The
pretty much took
farmers.
their livelihoods
I
away.
so that's my partner and I, we were house shopping yesterday, and we noticed like a here in Atlanta. I live in Atlanta. Um,
Hey,
for
I'm
anybody that
your neighbor in Birmingham.
oh okay Birmingham. By the way, I love all the cars behind you. Um,
Oh,
I love your little
thank
car.
you.
Your car lights behind you. That's fucking awesome, by the way. So no, there were house constructions that had been happening in Atlanta that have apparently been deserted, and I noticed that. I told my partner, um, and she was like, "Oh, because nobody's you know undocumented people comprise a
Mm,
large portion of the
yeah.
Yes,
workforce for
and
house
they don't get
building.
that either.
Those
That's what I
people
had to
aren't working."
tell. That's what I had to tell him. I'm like, you are, you want the illegals out, but now that the jobs available, it's time to get out there and pick those farms and build those homes that you all would never do.
Well,
And
did you
True,
see
true
the
story.
farmers filed a lawsuit against the agricultural departments that are taking down the federal government's websites on climate change. So they filed a lawsuit. I mean, they have so much to sue about, quite frankly. Um, but there you go.
I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's fucked up. It's
It's all
fucked
fucked
up.
up. There's so many groups that voted for this felon rapist that are
Yeah,
now have already seen in 5 weeks, less than 5 weeks, because he started committing this stuff day one. They're already seeing
yeah.
how they voted against their best interest. I mean, you name a group: unions, police department, farmers, Latinos, Muslims, um,
The LGBTQ community
L-
did too. That's what blew my
So,
mind.
life in the upside down. I wanted to talk about that. If you won't come into the live to talk about it, I definitely want to talk about it. So, an Idaho town hall happened, and in the town
oh,
hall, yeah,
I
Coeur
saw that.
d'Alene, yeah, Coeur d'Alene, and it's not fucking pretty.
but wait, there's
Um,
an update. There's an update. I just
Didn't they
read it
drag a lady
about.
out of there?
Yeah, they
yeah,
dragged the lady out, unfortunately, plainclothes security guards. I just literally read this 10 minutes. I think I was reading it, put it on my Substack before we went live here. She raised $120,000 in uh GoFundMe for legal fees, and they dropped the charges
right,
in the name of justice or something like that.
yeah.
I put it on my
Basically,
Substack.
there was a legislative town hall that happened in Kootenai County, which is a Republican-controlled county, and she scolded the town hall meeting, and they literally dragged her out, almost literally by her
I
hair.
was wondering what happened. I saw that
And
clip.
and let's be clear, they were security people. They weren't police officers,
Hmm.
so they weren't law enforcement.
It was
Um,
aggressive.
yeah, and yeah, it fucked up. It was severely fucked up.
You know what I
Um,
don't understand is, I guess because it's so Republican, but all the town halls we're hearing about were Republican, and people were booing and
that
ups.
that happened down here. McMurphy is a representative in Georgia, and I watched the whole video. I've got an article I'm churning about it because I live in Georgia. That's why. Um, but basically, like all of the things they said in that meeting, like literally, McMurphy was like, "You don't understand. We're doing this for you so that we can save you money, and we're doing this for you so that you can be uh, uh, secure or whatever." And the lady looked at him and said,
Yeah,
"I'm
right.
paying $12 for a crate of eggs. Are you going to fix that?" Well,
Yeah,
you don't understand. You don't
Mm.
understand what's yeah. You don't understand what's happening or whatever. And I'm like,
yeah, yeah. Oh wait, are you talking about McCormick?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
McCormick. Yeah,
he was smug as hell. Super
yeah,
righteous.
yeah.
Yeah,
Super
I saw
righteous.
that everywhere. All those town hall meetings with these Republican jackasses on their little circus tour,
But this
and they're
woman
getting and
but
they're
this
getting
one
booed
woman was
out left
dragged
and
away.
right.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I can't. I'm sorry to
No,
interrupt you,
no, no.
Jason.
Don't be sorry. I'm fucking hot about it too.
Yeah. But
Uh,
I just think it's funny that the Republicans are doing it, and these Republicans are showing up, and now they're raising hell about it. Well, all this could have been avoided had you voted for the right person, but you let your bigotry, your hatred, and racism
that's right.
cloud your better judgment.
That's right.
All
so
because you don't
we
want to
haven't
see
even talked.
transsexuals in
We
public, and you don't want to see drag queens anywhere. But every time I read the news about a child being molested or whatever, it's always these youth pastors and these so-called fake-ass Christians. I ain't yet to see a drag queen get arrested.
look.
That's coming later.
I've been a
Yeah,
trans woman for 5 years. I'm going to tell you, when I go into a goddamn bathroom, I just want to use the bathroom and leave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I think personally, I think it's all a distraction.
it is.
Because they're really
Yeah,
just
I mean,
stealing the
yeah, it
money. They
has to
just
be.
want the
I mean,
money. They want the money. They really
yeah.
don't care about anything else. They don't want anyone to get in the way of getting the money. So they're going to
Well,
distract
like
us
with the
because
Department of
they know their
Education being
base.
dismantled,
So they're going to, hmm
just like the
they
Department
know
of
their base
Education,
is
he wants
filled
to
with bigotry.
dismantle it. He doesn't want nobody smarter than he is.
He's an
No,
idiot. He's an
really.
idiot.
Yeah, he's a dumb shit. So we haven't
He's
even
a,
talked about the
He's
CIA
the
problem. Did you read the CIA article?
I did not.
Okay.
So much to keep up on. I can't do it.
I know.
yeah. Every
I know. I
time
like. I just
I
tell
wake
people,
up
look.
the next day, I open up to my Substack app, and there's all this new shit.
Yep.
It's
I just
Every
hard
tell
to
day.
people,
keep
just.
up with. I mean, I
All
saw
right. So
where
go
I
on.
tell my partner, just read my
the
shit.
French president, what was it, the French president, read his ass for filth.
Yes, yes. Macron corrected Donald Trump for
Hmm.
Oh, you
something
can
that
just
he
see
said,
him sitting there. He was fuming. I said, somebody better
and
check his diaper.
so
That's
here's
what
the
I
thing with the
coined a
CIA.
nickname
Go
for
read
him.
the
I call
article,
him
but
Diaper Donnie. Will you stop?
here's the problem. It's a problem. Basically, um, there was an email that was sent out that listed, um, and the CIA is calling it a minor clerical error. Um,
Hmm.
Identities of peoples whose careers and personal safety come into threaten. So basically, it was an email that was broadcast about CIA assets and who they were and where they were located. Okay, if you understand how the CIA works and you're a CIA asset, you don't want people to know who the fuck you are. And so now the agency is trying to evaluate the number of named officers, whether they should be reassigned or burned. And by burned, literally mean cut off. And
Yeah.
so there's this whole bullshit about it. And then on top of that, we're on top of the layoff issue, federal government layoff issue. So if the federal government lays off people in the CIA, that means CIA assets are going to be affected. Those
Mm.
people could be in Botswana and they would get killed.
Yes.
Mm.
They would get killed. The
I
loss of
think.
life.
Which they don't care about because they're utter psychopaths. But I think I know
Exactly.
that this went around that they were going to release it, and that's when the lawsuit started. But I hadn't heard anything till just recently. I thought maybe somebody like a judge got to them to not release this, but now they're
No,
saying
so
it could have been
basically,
released.
an unclassified email containing the identities of CIA officers, including those preparing for covert operations, was sent erroneously to the White House.
Oh
And people saw it.
my God,
Not just not just trusted people, but people who aren't necessarily trusted. Um,
this is
Well,
bad.
hell, that's the whole White House, isn't it?
yeah, and so now the agency
Everybody
is
he's brought in and
scrambling.
put into
Yeah,
positions of
the
power.
agency is scrambling to see who fucking saw the email and all the people that were listed in it. And okay, I mean, do we reposition our CIA
Yeah.
operatives abroad, or do we burn them and cut them off? And if we do that, are
Yeah.
they going to experience? Well, they'll get. I mean, yeah, those
Well,
people will get it.
the one new development, speaking of people dying, is thank God they on the federal workers case, they finally came around and said that there could be irreparable harm. So don't um they can't I can't even remember now if it was just USAID or all the 2,000 federal employees or the Treasury or the Department of Labor or the Department of Education. I can't remember all the agencies now where all the because there's 90 lawsuits now. Okay. But there's definitely a lawsuit that was not gonna the TRO wasn't gonna be upheld because they couldn't decisively say there was irreparable harm. But now they are citing that there could be irreparable harm. And the reason I'm just tying these thoughts together is because everything they're doing is going to likely result in some kind of death somewhere, somehow, because of everything they're doing, everything. So I don't know how irreparable harm is even a question. Is even a
Yeah,
question.
I mean, yeah, those people are going to suffer. Um,
Hell, the whole goddamn country's gonna suffer. We're all hell now. We're what, Russian and Korean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucked up
oh,
as that
don't.
sounds.
Oh my God, don't. Oh shit, just.
I know.
Ugh.
Well, I do have to bounce, and this was my first live, and I couldn't be happier to have spent it with you. So thank you so very much for inviting me. Oh, we lost. Oh, you're going to be all
Oh, we
alone,
lost.
but you're
Yeah,
not
we
because you have
lost.
112 people here.
No, I'm still here.
All
So
right. Well, thank you, Wendy. Thank you so much, and we'll see you again. See you, everybody. Bye.
great. Okay, there we go. So now, yeah, we're. This is this is where we are. This is this is amazing. Uh, yeah, I mean, I keep trying. Um, so tomorrow, um, I'm working on. I'm just going to give everybody tomorrow's lead up um, before we end the live. That was a really good live, by the way. And thank you for everybody for joining. Um, I'm working on a crime, a Trump crime family collective post where I'm going to essentially put together all of the articles I've written about all members of the Trump crime family, and that'll go on the front page. I'll post this live also later tonight when Substack makes it available. Um, and then I have a handful of LGBT and queer posts that are going to come out between now and Friday. Oh, excuse me. And so I've got some exciting things on the burner that are being worked through, just so everybody's aware. I'm going to continue probably between 4 and 5 articles a day. Um, I will tell everybody the Druid meditations and the Druid herbalist posts. I pre-wrote those a long time ago, so that's why those are a constant. Um, my Druid Tome 4 is like this thick, and half of that book is all Druid meditations. So those will keep happening every day, and then the herbalism post will happen every day. But then, too, I'm going to probably do 2 political posts a day and then 2 social posts a day going forward so that we can kind of stream because people sort of, you know, Wendy, you're doom and glooming a lot, and I agree. Um, but it's harder not to report the bad shit when the bad shit happens because I want everybody to be kept aware of what's happening and what's going on or whatever. But I'm going to try to lighten things up a little bit. Um, I will tell everybody that's um, on the live, thank you for coming on to the live and listening to me bitch and piss and moan. Thank you for all of your support. thank you, everybody that is a paid subscriber. I will tell everybody that is a paid subscriber the books that are going to be published over the next year. There'll be 2 of them. So all paid subscribers get a 50% off on all 4 of the books that I'm releasing. Doesn't matter if you're a monthly subscriber at $2 or if you're a yearly subscriber at $60 or whatever. I'm running specials for those to make them more affordable. But I am also legitimately trying to make my Substack my retirement, and I can then do shit like this every night and not actually have to work a day job, which is what I have to do to keep the Substack going. So that's my normal gripe or whatever. I always say that. But anyway, like 4 minutes. Does anybody have any questions? I literally will answer any question, no matter how bizarre, crazy, or fucked up the question is. Um, uh, you can ask. You can ask the question, and I will answer it. If people want to know if I have a foot fetish, I will tell you I don't. Yeah, Julia, I literally want everybody to communicate freely and openly um, and everything else. Um, so yeah, I want everyone to vent. So if nobody has any questions, then I will part for the night. Thank you, everybody, as always, um, for supporting me as I do my best to keep you all informed. I am greatly appreciative for all of you. Everyone in this house appreciates all of you as well. Um, and we're all very thankful. Please, everyone, um, be safe. I'm a mom, so I say that to everybody. Be safe wherever you are. If you're not safe, get to a safe space and be well.